It's a strange holiday. Something wicked this way comes. It's a strange place to play. The boneyards and the gallows on the front lawns. Send me your cadaver kisses, blow them to me on the autumn breeze. Let me rest my head against your bony chest, a silent heart I need. Oh, Hallows Eve. Halloween. Its roots in a 2,000-year-old Celtic tradition known as Samhain. It has grown to become celebrated all over the world by people of many cultures and religions. It is one of the oldest festivals known to man and dates back to ancient celebrations of the end of harvest. The end of October and beginning of November are in essence a season of dying. There are no more crops to harvest. Traditionally, cattle and livestock, having grown fat on summer grasses, would be slaughtered at this time of year. During Samhain, part of these animals would be sacrificed on communal bonfires, or bonfires, to appease the Celtic deities. People would take embers from these fires to light their own hearths in hopes that they would be protected from the winter. But the days would grow short, and the long, cold, dangerous winter would come. Despite its humble beginnings, Halloween is now a multi-billion-dollar industry with worldwide appeal. On this one night, people of all ages dress in costume, attend parties, and for a short time celebrate what is normally considered the dark side. But why does it capture our imaginations so much that we anticipate it, spend money on it, and revel in it? Why do we need one night a year when ghosts and ghouls and all things mysterious have reign to walk the earth? Rationally, it seems a strange holiday. We appear to celebrate the macabre and seek out and embrace fear in a way that we don't at any other time of year. So what exactly is it about this time that calls us to gather by firesides and tell stories with blood-curdling plots, disguise ourselves in costumes, visit haunted houses, and decorate with a nod to the gothic, gory, and fiendish? Why on this night do we love to be scared? So long as the lights come back on, the stories end, and the costumes are shed when it's done. Is it really a celebration? Or is it a collective thumbing of the nose at death? Do we cope with what we know is coming to all of us at some point by making fun of it? Are we somehow immunizing ourselves from the knowledge of our own mortality by making a game out of it? A lark, a laugh, a bit of harmless fun? Perhaps that's part of it. But at this time of year, as the air becomes crisp, the leaves are dying, and the last of the harvests have left the fields fallow, it is said that the veil between our everyday world and another that exists close by but unseen begins to thin. Sometimes we can catch a glimpse of it, and sometimes, if we are very lucky or very unfortunate, we can even find ourselves with one foot on the other side. The truth is, avoiding just this has always been part of what Halloween is about. Traditions like carving jack-o'-lanterns to scare away ghosts, wearing costumes to avoid being recognized and followed by spirits, and even trick-or-treating, a seemingly modern invention, actually dates back to the ancient tradition of leaving food and wine outside to appease the spirits and dissuade them from entering homes. Most, if not all, of the traditions of Halloween seem to be connected with avoiding seeing things that may have slipped through from the other side of the veil. But what if you want to connect with the other side? How do you give yourself the best chance of experiencing paranormal or spiritual phenomena this Halloween season? Intent and openness can go a long way to achieving connection. But you may have to forego a lot of crowded parties and loud celebrations, which really shouldn't be a problem in the year 2020. Most connections happen in the small, quiet moments. With trick-or-treating dissuaded and even banned in some communities this year, and social distancing encouraged due to the pandemic, now more than ever might be the best time to try your hand at some spiritual communication. Interestingly enough, more people than normal have reported seeing apparitions and experiencing activity during the long, recent periods of lockdown. I believe this is primarily because the world was a quieter place, and people were more likely to take notice, being at home and not as busy and distracted. The first step is to find a quiet, distraction-free environment. There are many methods you can use to communicate, like pendulum, tarot cards, or automatic writing. So finding the right one for you might be a matter of experimentation. There are plenty of resources out there to teach you about connecting and protecting yourself during communication with the other side. The importance of safety cannot be overstated. Some have said that you have more to fear from the living than from the dead, and this is true most of the time. The dead, after all, are people too. They have baggage and personalities and can be just as cantankerous as any of us. As a rule of thumb, if you connect with a spirit who seems to be a person you wouldn't want to know in life, you probably don't want to know them in death either. You can, and should, ask them to leave and clear your energetic space. But before you start thinking every ghost is a self-aware, full representation of a person as a whole, that's not necessarily the case. Ghosts can be many different things, from a loose collection of fragmented thoughts and personality traits imprinted on a specific space, place, or object, to a fully self-aware entity who may or may not know they're dead. The forms in which spirits linger are many, and often as unique as their fingerprints in life. It is rare to connect to a non-human entity, but should this occur, particularly at this time when the veil is its thinnest, it is not encouraged to continue this kind of communication. Be polite but firm in properly closing the door of any kind of spiritual session you might be having should this happen. You could use this time more effectively to speak to your own spirit guides, who are always with you. Halloween is on a full moon, a second one in the month, or a blue moon as it's known. It's also a hunter's moon. This is a good time to open yourself to the wisdom of your guides, angels, and ancestors who are more readily able to communicate now. It is not only a time to celebrate Halloween, but to start to make plans and consider your long-term goals. The blue moon can help clear emotional baggage, connect you with your higher self, and let go of the pain and anxiety of the past. 2020 has been a frightening year for everyone. It's possible that we need the celebration of Halloween more than ever, be it to make light of the darkness in our world, or to connect with spirit and begin to heal. However you choose to celebrate Halloween, be safe, and don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night, because they're there in the light too.